Spoilers are ahead for Attack on Titan because I feel like you really can't talk about this series without them. Attack on Titan to me is like good and evil's not so black and white, history repeats itself, and everybody is a slave of something. I still feel about the same because what I said, it's still up in the air, so, you know, I could be right, or I could be wrong, or it could be a little bit of both on some of this, so let's begin. I do think that there is a significant reason to why it shows the kids, Reiner and then Historia, so they most likely will end up in her orphanage. Gabby may start to feel that she was the devil here, and I think that Gabby will see the pain and sorrow she brought to Sasha's family, and will give a remorseful apology to Sasha's dad somewhere at some point. And my hope is that he will forgive her, because that's what Sasha probably would want him to do. I mean, she didn't kill Gabby when she had the chance. So I do think that the potato story will come up somewhere, and then Gabby will remember what Reiner was saying at the dinner table, and he seems to feel that they're all the same, and even Gabby questions that. The chef guy, I could see him having something to do with the kids, and he will know possibly that Gabby did kill Sasha. That's what he's going to assume. So Gabby, seeing him upset, and helping her see possibly what Falco meant and why Reiner wouldn't want her to have the Titan, trying to protect her from seeing the hard truth and preventing her from what he went through. Now I would like to see Chef Boyardee to help them in the walls, and maybe he's seen or heard something about Zeke's plan that didn't sit well with him. I feel that there's going to be more of a conversation that will take place between Falco and Gabby, and Historia may hear them and wonder if Reiner died by Erin. She did ask Erin what he was going to do with Reiner and Bertolt when he saw them again, and he says, I have to kill them. And then she asks, do you want to? But then Erin hesitates because he didn't want to. Now the kids, she will learn that Reiner is still alive, and from Falco that he's not doing so good. And then Gabby will be like, what do you want with Reiner? And then Historia will say that she would like to thank him for the letter from her friend, Ymir. Historia will remember what Ymir was saying, that she should live for herself, and I think that Historia may regret her choice and change her mind. I mean, Zeke's plan does suck Deku nuts for Historia. So the kids will learn also about what happened, and she will help them understand, you know, why Erin did this. You know, he did this for her because she decided to follow Zeke's plan. You know, Gabby's already like, I want to question Zeke. So the kids need help, and Historia wanted to help people in need, so she'll tell them that she's sorry about what happened and maybe want to protect the kids because people make bad decisions when they're mad, scared, and stressed. So I think that they will track down the kids eventually, and if they are with Historia, then they'll be safe. I'm sure they'll keep Historia in the dark about what happened with Erin because they don't want to stress her out. And I could see something happening to Historia, maybe emotional distress, may lose the baby, or her water will break at some point. I think that the hooded person and the baby's father are two different people. Alright, so I want the baby's father to be a new character, this guy with Historia, and she got to know him during the gap. I feel like Erin being the baby daddy would be way too obvious. Who knows? But I do think the one with the hood is most likely Erin. So he may have told Historia to find somebody to have a baby with, to buy them more time because he knew that they wanted her to eat Zeke as soon as possible. Now Hanji was trying to understand Erin, and I think that Erin is mad because they're letting history repeat itself, something that his father and Kruger were trying to stop. So I feel that Hanji agrees with Erin to some degree, but he doesn't really give another alternative that Hanji was perhaps hoping for. Now Armin already is like, let's go see Erin. So in the next chapter it may set up that they might start to think of a fourth plan, with or without Erin. If they do visit Erin, I think that he's a little messed up from the Warhammer Titan. Differences between Erin and Armin will begin, but I think that Armin will try to understand Erin like Hanji, and Armin is going to start asking hard questions that will make the others think, you know, what do those commands do other than just releasing the Wall Titans? So seeing Erin, I think, believes that the Wall Titans will kill the outside world, but if that's true, then why are they facing the people in the walls? Erin's plans with the Wall Titans may have changed from him getting more memories, though. If not, then I think that Armin will realize that perhaps he can't tell Erin because he won't listen, so he'll have to show him like Annie, Reiner, and Bertolt had been Titans. You know, he had to see it to believe it. I think that Erin is just playing along with Zeke, but really he has his own plan. Now Erin is going to try to get them to help him and trust him like before, but Zeke got them mad at Erin and not to trust him. So Armin may be similar to Bertolt in the sense of not being a follower and making his own decisions. Having Bertolt's memories, Armin may start to see that they maybe did set up Erin because he didn't follow what Zeke wanted. Like Reiner about Annie, that he wanted to rescue her, but Zeke wouldn't let him and then threatened Reiner and Bertolt. world. You know, Armin is very observant, and he might start to see through Zeke and his friends eventually. So Levi was like, why are you worried about the kids all of a sudden? And then Zeke, you know, doesn't really say anything, but I think it's because they may be able to contradict him. So they might end up questioning the kids. Armin perhaps will know what they've been through and may start to understand Erin a little better from Falco. I could see them starting to come up with a new plan with or without Erin like he did to them, but obviously Erin will be factored into this plan. Now, Historia might send someone to get Hanji and the rest of them, or she'll go to see them herself, but again, like I said, something might happen with the baby, so I feel like we're probably going to see a flashback conversation between Zeke and Erin in the hospital, possibly. And I would like to see this, because I'd like to see Erin be smarter and realize that Zeke is using him. Maybe Zeke says the Kruger line, and to see his big brother's trouble. So Erin will go along with it for now, and then it comes, you know, the play at the festival, right? But then Erin will tell Zeke that he should leave Reiner to him, and he may have thought that he could get Reiner to help him. Now, Erin may have told the Asian clan lady to portray Zeke. She may get Magath to help them in the walls because she'll explain about Historia, and then Reiner will get the answer to his question, you know, what he asked Erin, why are you here? So I do think that there's a significant reason to why it shows again the kids, Reiner, and then Historia. She did ask Erin, but he hesitates because he didn't want to kill them, but he had to. However, things are different now. After what happened in the cave, Erin wants to save those in need like Historia. Reiner was like Erin in the cave who wanted to die because he couldn't face the truth. Reiner has survivor's guilt and blames himself, but yet he didn't have a choice in the matter. Erin understands and knows that from his talks with Falco. When Reiner is going to commit suicide, he has this memory of Erin, and he's crying on the ground and talking about dying before accomplishing anything. And then Reiner helps up Erin and is like, let's keep moving forward. And now it's Reiner who's being picked up by Erin and saying he'll keep moving forward. So I knew that Erin was not going to kill him and wanted him down there probably to protect Falco, because they were the only two he actually cared about in Marley. So he says about how him and Reiner are a lot alike. They both stood up to Zeke, so he knows that Reiner would agree with him about Historia possibly. You know, that he would want to save her like Annie, if he knew. So Reiner may give up, and then Porco will yell at Reiner and bring up that he's a coward and that he promised Ymir that he would protect Historia because he loves her, right? He wants to marry her. So if anybody knew that, it would be Ymir. And now Porco will, and also Armin and Erin, of course. In Ymir's love letter, why would she waste letter space writing about Reiner? Maybe Ymir knew that Historia liked Reiner and Erin, unlike Erin, who I think was not interested in Historia like that, but Reiner was. Historia and Reiner have been through similar things, that they both were pretending to be someone they weren't, they have lost a close friend, they have broken families, and have been rejected by one of their parents. It's not that I ship it or anything, but I think that it makes sense for Reiner to be with Historia, right? I think it makes sense for Reiner and Historia to be together, doesn't it? I mean, thanks, Ymir, so whatever. Moving on. So the Asian clan lady, I could see bringing up the peace agreement with Historia's family, and then say that they have intel in the walls, and Magath wants to start a new military and not rely on Titans anymore. He may be willing to help them in the walls if he can get those resources, right? I mean, they need someone to help strengthen their military in the walls, so Armin may have better luck with his plan that it was a misunderstanding and trying to extend the olive branch. So she, the Asian clan lady, will help get Magath the warriors to come to the walls so that they can meet. So then they'll come to the conclusion that their common enemy is Zeke, who made all this drama, and that it was a misunderstanding with the Wall Titan threat for the outside world. Annie is still alive and used the jaws to free her from the crystal. I hope Annie gets reunited with Reiner and her dad, and I think that her dad and Reiner's mom are still alive, and they should save Annie and Historia, as well as seeing the kids again. And then the old farts in the walls will play along with Zeke and his friends, but they'll have a secret plan to stop him. And then they'll dig up the resources, but Marley will get them to help them with their new military, and the Asians will get them up to speed with the walls, you know, with the rest of the world on a small scale, maybe with Connie and Sasha's villages. I think that Magath is curious to know more about Titans, and being informed about royal blood in Zeke, I think, would definitely be interesting to him. And I would like to know if Zeke and Historia, with their royal blood, are not just to be affected by the founding Titan's will, but all the other Titans' will as well, that can affect a royal-blooded user more than somebody like Erin, who doesn't have royal blood. So if anybody would know about Zeke being different after inheriting the Beast Titan, it would be Magath, who may ask them about what they know about the Titans, and then Hanji would be like all over that. So he may just, you know, not just give them the Titan serum formula, but Marley's Titan research team entirely, and they'll have their headquarters at, you know, Connie's village. You know, then we'll end up working with Hanji to find a cure for the Titans to save Connie's mom, and maybe the Shifters too. If there's one thing I want them to do is find a cure for the Titans to make a world free from Titans like Beauty and the Beast were humans again. I mean, if science made Titans, then science should be able to take them away. Sorry, Hanji. I think that Reiner helps up Erin and he says something like, if anybody can get rid of all the Titans, it's you. You know, I know you can. So maybe it'll have something to do with Erin with the founding Titan, you know, the royal blood. Or it could have something to do with Levi and Mikasa's bloodlines as well. Now, if they do find a cure for the Titans, I could see them trying to give it to Zeke. So what I'm thinking is that Zeke will get eaten by Historia, you know, they'll make it a big deal. And then Erin will show up to stop it, and then he'll look to see instead of Historia, it'll be Annie. So she will be out of the crystal, and Armin will be there, and then Erin, you know, obviously they factored him into the plan. I think Flock lived because he's gonna get people to help Zeke and friends. He'll probably give some speech about Satan, and that they're traitors to them in the walls, which he's not wrong about, at least from his perspective. And then it's gonna be a big brawl. Then they'll end up fighting Zeke, and then Erin may run into trouble, and then end up letting the Wall Titans out and seeing his mistake that, you know, they're not facing the way he thought they were. Armin was right or something, maybe from their talk, who knows. And then they'll dig up all those resources and maybe made a cave tunnel to have a safe way for civilians to leave the walls just in case the Wall Titans come out. Alright, so I think that's about all I want to say about that for now until the next chapter. That will be here before we know it. I mean, this manga is anybody's guess, and this is just me taking a shot in the dark. Here's what I think is going to happen into the next chapter and where I see the story going. I mean, all I can do is make a theory and speculation based around the info I have and what I think makes the most sense. So I'm trying to stay optimistic about this, and I really hope for somewhat of a happy ending. I mean, people like happy endings. I know I do. I know the world is cruel, but it doesn't always have to be. So I know that I could be wrong, but I feel like I got some stuff right for the next arc in the next chapter. Hopefully, fingers crossed. So what do you guys think? I mean, are they going to leave us at a cliffhanger? Most likely yes, but is it going to be like Historia lost her baby or not? Is there a significant reason to why show the kids Reiner and then Historia? I mean, Reiner's good with kids, you know, stepdad Reiner. Are the Asian clan betraying them in the walls by talking to Magath? But Erin actually told her to? I mean, I think that Zeke's miscalculations are going to bite him in the butt because, you know, he wronged the wrong people. You know, I feel that Zeke caused this and maybe Armin was right that it was all a misunderstanding. I do think that there is some trust issues among them and a disagreement will occur, but I think that they will work it out, and Erin may have learned from the past and is a little smarter now because I want to see him beat Zeke at his own game. I think that Erin is willing to sacrifice himself to save those whom he cares about. I'm sure we'll find out in the next chapter. Alright, so some of you subscribe to me, so thank you for being a sweet potato. It's great to have you join the club. Welcome. As for the rest of you, thanks for watching, and I hope to see you all in the next one.